everyone! Welcome back to Easy English Story Lab. Today we will practice English with a story for A1 to A2 learners. Listen carefully. Pause the video. Repeat after me. Copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the emotion. Now, let's begin. My name is Lina. I am 22 years old. I live in a small city. I work in a clothing store near the center. My life is simple. I wake up, go to work, come home, and sleep. But I was not unhappy because I had Daniel. Daniel was my boyfriend. We met 1 year ago at a bus stop. It was raining that day. He gave me his umbrella. He smiled and said, "You can take it, I live close." I thought he was kind. We started talking. Then we started meeting every week. Soon we became a couple. Daniel was 25. He worked in a bank. He dressed well. He always smelled nice. My friends said, "Lina, you are lucky. He is handsome and successful." I felt proud. Every Friday evening, we met at the same cafe. We talked about our week. He told me about his work. I told him about customers at the store. One day, he said, "Lina, I want to introduce you to my mother soon." My heart was full of happiness, but slowly, small things started to change. He began to cancel our meetings. "I'm busy," he said. "I have an important project. I must work late." At first, I understood. Work is important. But then he stopped answering my messages quickly. Sometimes he replied after many hours, sometimes the next day. One night I called him. He did not answer. 5 minutes later, he sent a message. "Sorry, I'm with someone." With someone? I stared at my phone. "Who?" I asked him, "Who are you with?" He answered, "Just colleagues." Just colleagues. I told myself not to think too much. But something inside me felt strange. The next Friday, he canceled again. "I'm tired," he said. I felt hurt. On Saturday afternoon, I was walking in the city center with my best friend Sarah. We were laughing and talking about a movie. Then Sarah suddenly stopped walking. "Lina," she said quietly. I looked at her face. She looked shocked. "What?" I asked. She slowly pointed to the other side of the street. I turned my head, and I saw Daniel. He was standing near a jewelry shop, and he was not alone. He was with a woman. She was tall and beautiful. She had long, dark hair. She was laughing. Daniel was holding her hand. My heart stopped. "No," I whispered. Sarah looked at me. "Is that Daniel?" I could not speak. The woman touched his face. He smiled at her, the same smile he gave me. I felt cold. "Maybe it's not what you think," Sarah said softly. But I knew. I knew that smile. I knew that look. Without thinking, I started walking toward them. Sarah followed me. When I was close, Daniel saw me. His face changed immediately. "Lina," he said. The woman looked confused. "Hi," I said. My voice was shaking. "Who is she?" Daniel looked nervous. "This is my friend." The woman looked at him. "Friend?" I looked at her. "I am his girlfriend." The woman's face became white. "What?" she asked Daniel. He looked trapped. "Lina, please, let me explain," he said. The woman stepped back. "Explain what?" I felt tears in my eyes, but I did not cry. "How long?" I asked him. He did not answer. "How long?" I asked again. 3 months, he said quietly. 3 months. That means when he told me he was busy, when he said he worked late, when he stopped answering my messages. He was with her. The woman looked angry. "You told me you were single." Daniel tried to speak, but no words came. People around us were watching. I felt embarrassed, hurt, angry. But something inside me changed. I looked at the woman. "I'm sorry," I said to her. "I didn't know." She looked at me. Her eyes were full of shock. I didn't know either, she said. For a moment, we were not enemies. We were both victims. Daniel tried to touch my arm. Lina, please, listen. I moved away. No, I said. You listen. My voice was calm now. You lied to me. You lied to her. You lied to yourself. He looked down. I was confused. He said. You were selfish, I answered. The woman shook her head. I can't believe this, she said. She turned to Daniel. We're done. Then she walked away. Daniel looked at me. I love you, he said. I almost laughed. You don't love me, I said. You just don't want to lose me. There is a difference. He looked desperate. Please give me another chance. I thought about our first meeting, the umbrella, the smile, the promises, and I realized something important. Sometimes we fall in love with a person who never really existed. The Daniel I loved was not real. He was an idea, and I was tired of loving an idea. No, I said. Then I turned around and walked away. Sarah hugged me when we reached the corner. I'm so sorry, she said. I finally cried. Not because I lost him, but because I lost the future I imagined with him. That night, Daniel called me many times. I did not answer. He sent messages. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. You are the only one I love. But I knew something. If a person can lie once so easily, he can lie again. 2 weeks later, I heard something surprising. The woman, her name was Emma, came to my store. I was shocked when I saw her. She smiled gently. Hi, she said. Can we talk? We went to a small cafe near my work. She told me that Daniel tried to contact her too. He told me the same things, she said. That I am special. We both laughed a little. Not because it was funny, but because it was unbelievable. Then she said something unexpected. Thank you, she said. For what? For telling me the truth that day. If you didn't come, I might never know. I smiled. And thank you, I said, for walking away. We sat in silence for a moment. Then she said, You seem strong. I thought about that. Was I strong? I didn't feel strong. I felt hurt. But maybe strength is not about feeling powerful. Maybe it is about choosing yourself, even when it is painful. 3 months passed. Daniel stopped calling. I started focusing on myself. I went to the gym. I spent more time with Sarah. I started an online course in fashion design. One day, I was walking home after work. It started to rain. I did not have an umbrella. For a moment, I remembered that first day with Daniel. But instead of feeling sad, I smiled. Because now I knew something important. I do not need someone to save me from the rain. I can walk in it myself. And maybe one day I will meet someone new, someone honest, someone kind. But until then, I am enough. And that is the strongest feeling in the world. After that day in the street, my life felt different. At first, I felt empty. I woke up in the morning and checked my phone without thinking. Then I remembered. No more messages from Daniel. No more good morning, beautiful. No more Friday cafe meetings. The silence was loud. At work, I tried to smile at customers. I folded clothes. I helped people choose dresses. I said, This color looks good on you. I said, The fitting room is over there. But inside my mind was busy. Why did he do that? Was I not enough? Did I miss the signs? One evening, Sarah came to my apartment. She brought pizza and chocolate. We will not cry tonight, she said. We will talk. We sat on the floor and ate pizza from the box. Tell me everything, she said. I told her about the umbrella, the first date, the promises, the small changes, the late replies, the canceled meetings. Sarah listened carefully. Lina, she said slowly, he didn't change. He just showed his real face. Her words stayed in my mind. Maybe she was right. 2 days later, something unexpected happened. I received a message, not from Daniel, from Emma. "Hi, Lina, can we meet? I want to talk." My heart started beating fast. Why did she want to meet? Was she angry? Was she going back to him? I answered, "Okay, when?" We decided to meet at a small cafe near the park. When I arrived, Emma was already there. She looked calm but serious. "Hi," she said. "Hi," I answered. We ordered coffee. For a few seconds, we did not speak. Then she took a deep breath. "I broke up with him," she said. I nodded. "Me too." She looked at me. "Did he contact you again?" "Yes," I said, "many times." "He contacted me too," she said. "He said you were crazy. He said you were jealous." I felt anger inside me. "Of course," I said. "That's easy for him." Emma shook her head. "But I didn't believe him." I looked at her, surprised. "Why?" She looked at me directly. "Because when you spoke that day, you looked honest. You looked hurt, not crazy." I felt something warm inside me. "Thank you," I wanted to say. Instead, I asked, "What did he tell you about me?" She hesitated. "He said you were his ex-girlfriend, that you still loved him." I laughed. "Wow," I said. "That's creative." Emma smiled sadly. "I feel stupid," she said. "I really liked him." "I know," I said softly. For a moment, we were quiet again. Then Emma said something that shocked me. "There is another woman?" I froze. "What?" "I found out yesterday," she said. "He is talking to someone new. I saw messages on his social media." I stared at her. "So, he lied to both of us. And now, he is lying to someone else." Emma nodded. Suddenly, everything became clear. It was not about me. It was not about her. It was about him. His lies, his need for attention, his selfish choices. I felt strong, not because I won, but because I understood. "I feel sorry for her," I said. "Me too," Emma answered. We both laughed a little. "Can you imagine?" she said. "He probably uses the same lines." "Probably the same umbrella story," I added. We both laughed louder this time. Something strange happened in that moment. The pain became lighter, not because the situation was funny, but because we were not alone. "Can I ask you something?" Emma said. "Of course." "Why did you go to him that day in the street? You could just walk away." I thought about it. "'Cause I wanted the truth," I said, "even if it hurt." She nodded slowly. "I think that's brave. Brave. No one called me brave before." That night when I went home, I did not cry. Instead, I opened my phone. I blocked Daniel everywhere. Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, blocked. My hands were shaking a little. But when I finished, I felt free. The next day, something even more surprising happened. Daniel came to my workplace. I was standing behind the counter when I saw him through the window. My heart jumped. He walked inside. "Lina," he said. I stayed calm. "We need to talk." "There is nothing to talk about," I said. People around us were shopping. I did not want a scene. "Please," he said. "Just 5 minutes." I looked at the clock. "My break is in 10 minutes," I said. "Wait outside." When I went outside, he looked nervous. "I made a mistake," he said quickly. "I was confused. I was scared of losing you." "You already lost me," I answered. "I love you," he said again. I looked into his eyes. For the first time, I saw something clearly. Not love, fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of not having attention. "You don't love me," I said quietly. "You love the feeling of having someone." He looked shocked. "That's not true." "Then why is there another woman?" I asked. He did not answer. Why did you lie to Emma? Why did you lie to me? Silence. I took a deep breath. I deserve honesty, I said. And you cannot give it. He tried to hold my hand. I stepped back. This is the last time we talk, I said. Then I turned around and walked back into the store. My legs were shaking, but I did not look back. That evening, I called Emma. He came to my work, I told her. What? She said. Yes, but it's over. Are you okay? She asked. I thought for a moment. Yes, I said. I think I am. Because something had changed. I was no longer the girl who was afraid to lose him. I was the girl who chose herself. And that felt powerful. After Daniel came to my work, I felt different. Not sad, not angry, just clear. For the first time in months, my mind was quiet. A few days later, Emma called me. Lina, she said, I found something. What? I asked. I met the third woman. My heart jumped. You met her? Yes, Emma said. Her name is Sophia. I sat down on my bed. How did you meet her? She sent me a message, Emma explained. She found my profile on social media. She saw old photos with Daniel. I felt shocked. So she knows? Yes, Emma said. She just found out. Suddenly, I understood. Daniel was not just confused. He had a pattern. He told the same story to different women. He made each woman feel special. But none of us were special to him. Emma continued. Sophia wants to meet us. Us? I asked. Yes, the three of us. I could not believe it. It sounded strange. But something inside me said, yes. Okay, I said. Let's meet. We met at the same cafe near the park. Emma was already there. Next to her was a young woman with light brown hair. She looked nervous. This is Sophia, Emma said. Sophia looked at me. Hi. Hi, I answered gently. For a moment, we did not know what to say. Then Sophia spoke. He told me he loved me, she said quietly. Emma and I looked at each other. He told us the same thing, Emma said. Sophia's eyes became wet. He said you were crazy ex-girlfriends, she added. I sighed. Of course, I said. Sophia looked confused. Why does he do this? No one answered immediately. Then Emma said, because he can. That was the truth. Daniel did this because we believed him, because he was charming, because he was confident, because he knew how to speak sweet words. But sweet words are not the same as honest words. We talked for almost 2 hours. We shared stories, the same messages, the same promises, the same excuses. It was almost funny. Almost. At the end, Sophia looked at us and said something unexpected. Thank you, she said. For what? I asked. For not blaming me. I smiled. It's not your fault, I said. It's his choice, Emma added. In that moment, something powerful happened. Instead of fighting each other, we supported each other. A week later, Daniel tried to call me again. Blocked. He sent a message from another number. I miss you. I did not answer. Instead, I sent a screenshot to Emma and Sophia. They both sent laughing emojis. Something had changed. He no longer had power. Not over me. Not over us. 2 months passed. My life became calm again. I started going to evening classes for fashion design. I met new people. I felt excited about my future. One afternoon, I received a message from an unknown number. My heart skipped for a second. But it was not Daniel. It was Sophia. Coffee tonight? She wrote. I smiled. We met at a new cafe. Emma joined us too. We talked about work, family, dreams. Not about Daniel, he was no longer important. Then Sophia said something surprising. I think this was a lesson, she said. What lesson? I asked. That we should never ignore red flags. Emma nodded. And that we should never compete for a man who lies. We all laughed. Later that evening, as I was walking home, it started to rain again, just like the first day I met Daniel. But this time, I did not feel sad. I did not remember his smile. I did not miss him. Instead, I remembered something else. The day I stood in front of him and said no. That was the real beginning. Not the umbrella, not the cafe dates, not the promises. The real beginning was the day I chose myself. A few days later, something interesting happened. A new customer came to the store. He was looking for a gift for his sister. He looked nervous and a little lost. "Can you help me?" he asked. "Of course," I said. We talked for a few minutes. He was kind. He listened carefully. When I gave him advice, he said, "Thank you. You have good taste." His name was Adam. Before leaving, he said, "Do you maybe want to get coffee sometime?" For a second, I felt fear. What if he is the same? What if he lies? But then I remembered, not all men are the same. And now, I am not the same either. "I'd like that," I said. And this time, I was not afraid, because I knew something important. If he lies, I will walk away. If he cheats, I will leave. If he disrespects me, I will not stay, because now I understand my value. Daniel had another woman, and another, and another. But in the end, he lost all of us. Not because we were weak, but because we became strong. And that is the biggest twist of all. So that was the story of He Has Another Woman. This story was not only about love, it was about truth. It was about respect. And it was about choosing yourself. Now let's practice together. Listen to the story again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat out loud. Copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the emotion. This is the shadowing technique. It helps you speak more clearly. It helps you sound more natural. It helps you build confidence. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who is learning English. Write in the comments, what would you do in Lina's situation? Keep practicing every day. Small steps make big progress. See you in the next story.